Peace and Black Power family. I want to welcome everybody to another NCRBGZ Productions. Yeah, I know we starting off a little bit late tonight. We usually start at 9:30, but we had some technical difficulties. So I decided that, we're gonna have the show anyway. Now I named the title of the show Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I mean, it is exactly what it is. Can't stop, won't stop. Now, I'm waiting on some of the people to come on in. We're gonna have some family coming in, but until we get the family, I'm gonna just start off. I usually like to start the show off with a book, but because of the whole situation and where I'm at today, I'm going to, but I'm not going to be able to actually, let y'all see the book. I'm basically gonna probably introduce one of my ebooks to the family, because I do have quite many books, and I do like to read a little bit. So I think I'm a. The name of this one is the Intellectual Life and Legacy of Timbuktu, and this is written by Robin Walker. Robin Walker he's a scholar that's in London or the UK, I think. And he wrote a book. He got a lot of books, a lot of good books, but this one is The Intellectual Life and Legacy of Timbuktu. And a lot of people don't know about Timbuktu. Timbuktu was a place in Africa where a lot of the slaves we actually came from. It was a school where a lot of the people would send their children to learn. So they had a lot of scholars, they had teachers, um, everybody was there. Like back in the days, if this is where you wanted to go in West Africa, this is a West African city of Timbuktu. It is a medieval university tradition, and the surviving manuscripts still held by Black families and institutions. It's a lot of sciences and a lot of good information that came from Timbuktu. So again, the name of this book is, get it right, it's written by Robin Walker, and it's about Timbuktu. Right now, my phone is acting up. So the name of the book is Intellectual Life and Legacy of Timbuktu by Robin Walker. So that's a good book. You can get it on PDF. It may only cost like $4.99. It don't even cost that much, but it's a good work. Robin Walker, he got a lot of good books. He's a good scholar. One of them is called When We Ruled. That's another good book that he got, When We Ruled, and it speaks about how when African people ruled in Africa, a long time ago, and it goes through all the different kingdoms and dynasties in which we was on top. He got another book called Understanding the Book of the Dead, the Equinox, and the Real Story. The Equinox and the Real Story Behind Easter. He got a play, The Black Musical Tradition. Robin Walker. You spell his name Robin, Walker, Walker. Robin Walker. All right, so that's the little book section. I'm trying to wait for some people to come on in, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do what we do. Now, name of the show is Can't Stop, Won't Stop, because we're doing it for our people. And at the end of the day, everything that NCRBG does is meant to benefit our people unapologetically. So we're not asking for permission. We're not asking for no one to approval. We don't need no one else's approval, because this is what our ancestors has charged us with, and we're just carrying out the will of our ancestors. So for those who don't know, last Saturday when we was doing our fundraiser, we got some guests that came and basically, told us that, we were trespassing and we need to get off the lot. So, you know, basically the Ahoskie PD, apparently someone called them and told them that we was trespassing according to what they said. So they came out there and, you know, they told us that, you know, if we ain't have the permission from the owner of the land, that we need to get off and we needed to leave. So that's what we did. We left, you know. So I ain't gonna, you know, talk too much about that because I ain't the type to deal with negative things at all. You know, I only want to deal with the positive things. But at the same time, I'm a student of history. And by me being a student of history, when you study history, you can see how no matter what time frame we go into, whenever the people try to rise and do great things, you know, you have evil forces that come against the people. No matter where the forces may come from, but you have evil forces that come against the people. In particular, if we want to talk about America, we can talk. I ain't got to even go nowhere. I can deal right here in North Carolina. We can talk about Princeville, North Carolina, in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Well, you know, for those who don't know, Princeville is the oldest town that was founded by freed slaves in North Carolina. Princeville, right over there close to Tarboro. And if you look at, when you read about what happened there, kind of like the same thing. You know, we had our prosperous town. We was trying to rise. And, you know, the people in Tarboro didn't like to see it happening. When I say the people in Tarboro, I'm talking about the white people in Tarboro, the slave masters in Tarboro. Or they didn't like to see, they didn't like what was going on in Princeville. So by them not liking what was going on, they wanted to destroy it. But back then we had some strong warriors, you know. So in Princeville, they mounted an attack, and they was actually going to go and they was going to take over Tarboro. But you know, somebody within the camp snitched on them and let the white people in Tarboro know what was going on, so it spoiled their attack. So, you know, that's right here in North Carolina. I mean, we can go a little bit further. When I know, if you've seen the movie Rosewood, another prime example, Rosewood in Florida, prosperous black town, you know, the people doing good, trying to rise, and hey, a woman cried and said that she was raped. And what they do, they was already jealous. They burnt it down. So, you know, we can go on and on. Tulsa, Oklahoma, same thing. I don't care. Shit. I mean, you can even, it's anywhere. You can go to, my partner was talking about up there in Philadelphia, wherein it was a whole block where they just set it on fire. I mean, you got the Black Panther Party and Detroit. I mean, no matter where we look, when you study history, whenever we get ourselves together and we start to do prosperous things, you have negative energy or people that want to come against us doing positive things to shut it down. And at this point in time, that's just what it is. Whether we agree with it or not, that's just what it is. So I ain't gonna sit there and dwell on it, because at the end of the day, we're gonna push forward. So even though they shut us down, they made us leave Saturday. We're gonna be out there again this Saturday. You know, we're gonna be right back out there. But we're gonna be on a different lot this time where we actually have permission. So hopefully everything will go smooth. You know, we still continuing to do this work for the people. You know, so we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing at the end of the day. and there's no stopping this. You know, we're going to keep this train moving because we're moving in the path of righteousness. And as long as we stay righteous, everything else is going to fall in order. And all we have to do is keep doing what we're doing. So, you know, I just want to thank the community for showing some support and continually to support us, to understand that it's bigger than us. Buck. It's not about what we can make. It's actually about what we can give back. And, you know, I take pleasure in seeing a smile on people's faces from a kind gesture. You know, that's what love is. With me, that's what make life life. You know, acts of kindness, doing things to help those who can't help themselves. You know, a lot of times we want to talk about this, but we don't want to put it in action. A lot of times people want to say this, say that, but what about your deeds? You know what I'm saying? Is your deeds matching your words? Because if your deeds aren't matching your words, then you're just popping smoke, the way I feel about it. So it's at the point in time when we need to act and show this. We don't need to talk about it. We need to actually do it. And that's what we do. That's what NCRBG does. You know, we do this. And it's not for show. It's actually because we have a mission, we have a purpose. And we are strategically doing what we're doing. And we just want the family to come along with us, see what we got going on. And we want y'all to join us. You know, this is a us. This is us. This ain't no me. This ain't no Jason. This ain't no, this is us. We, all of us together, is going to make this change, and we're going to make this community better, and we're going to do great things if we all come together on a like mind and all got the same, you know, agenda. So I want to say that first off, I'm still waiting, but you know, so I'm gonna promote some of the stuff we got going on. You know, we got Care to Share Day coming up in June. Care to Share Day, Care to Share Day, and on June the 24th, we're gonna be at a nursing home facility. I can't think of the name of it right now, but we're gonna be at a nursing home facility where we're gonna have Johnny Ruffy gonna be out there. He's gonna be performing for some of the disabled people. I think DL gonna be out there performing. You know, we're gonna have some food cooked on the grill. It's gonna be a family friendly environment where the whole community is gonna come out, and we're gonna try to uplift the spirits of those that are in this home to make them feel good about themselves. We're trying to get some deodorant, some personal hygiene things for them. Because at the end of the day, you know, Medicaid is cutting back. So the budget cuts that they are having is starting to affect some of these facilities, believe it or not. So, you know, we're going to do our part to try to just help those in need. So if you're in the area on June the 24th, come on out there with us. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna be irresponsible. I'm gonna go ahead and get the name so I ain't being irresponsible with what I'm talking about. It's gonna be at Pinewood Manor in the Hosky. On June the 24th, 2017, we're gonna be doing a Care to Share Day. And you know, it's gonna be starting at 11 a.m. And you know, it's gonna be for Pinewood Manor patients. So if we want the family to come on out there, y'all come on out there and see us. Come on out there and let's uplift the spirits of those. You know, let's just uplift each other. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You know, it's not about glorifying or being seen. It's about, you know, let's doing something good for the people. So, you know, last week we didn't do this show. I'm starting late, but I was determined to get the show done today. So, you know, I ain't gonna be up here long because I'm just I ain't gonna be up here long to keep it a buck. I just wanted to let y'all know that, we pushing forward. Ain't that gonna hold us back at the end of the day. We just want some support from the family. We want y'all to just reach out to us, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got all the answers. And we just gonna do what we keep doing, because we all we got. At the end of the day, we all we got. And we can't allow negative energy to stop our progress. I mean, because when you look at this whole situation, like, we've been doing this for a while. This ain't something that we just started. And out the blue, it's a problem now. Why is it a problem all of a sudden? It's just a question I'm asking. Why all of a sudden is it a problem? If it wasn't a problem in January, February, March, or April, why is it a problem now? This is just questions that I want to ask, So, it just seemed kind of weird that all of a sudden, this stuff is starting to come on, wherein you can feel the negative energy, but the community is still supporting us. And at the end of the day, that's what this is for. It's for the community. Because we as the community, if we come together, everything else gonna go out the window. See, that's what they can't control. They can control us as long as we're divided. But if we ever decide to unite, they can't control us. We the majority. Where we stay at, in Ahoskie, North Carolina, we are the majority. The town of Ahoskie is 70%. We are 70% of all the residents in the town of Ahoskie. Just think about it. 70% of the town of Ahoskie is considered African American. We are the majority. When you talk about the counties, when you talk about Hereford County, 60% of the county is African American. Again, we are the majority. So it's just a matter of us understanding that we have a lot of power. We're just not exercising our power because we're divided. And as long as we stay divided, that 30% can run our town. But we divided. So 30% or 20% of the population is controlling 80% of the wealth. And we fighting over crumbs, but we the majority. And the sad thing is we so used to fighting over the crumbs with each other that we don't understand, instead of fighting over the crumbs, let's take the whole damn pie. That's the way I feel about it. Like, why are we gonna fight over the crumbs with each other when we can actually take the whole pie? And then we can give each other slices. Like, I mean, we got to stop thinking like that. So understand that we have the power. So, but by us having the power, we don't have nobody else to blame but ourselves. We don't have nobody else to blame but ourselves, because we are not putting forth the effort and the time to vote. Like, we ain't registering to vote. I mean, like, and I'm talking about locally. So, like, if we here and we stand in a town wherein certain policies are being passed and laws are being written, then we need to have somebody at the table to make sure that these laws or policies is going to benefit us. But if we ain't sitting at the table, how can you complain? I mean, especially when we the majority. It's like, man, I'm gonna say this again: 70% of the town of Ahoskie is African American. Like, it's no way possible that we should not be running every aspect of this town. It's no way possible. So when it comes even to the police force, well, guess what? The chief of police has to answer to somebody. So guess what? If we put the right people in office, you can change that direction. Whether you against or with, at the end of the day, it's ways that things can get changed. You know, we just got to put forth the effort, man. We just got to, you know what I'm saying, start reading. We got to start reading, man, and just stop taking everything for face value, man. Research things. You know, I'm real calm tonight. I'm laid back. I'm not even really hyped. You know, it's like, because I already see our path that we need to take to get where we want to go. And the thing about this is, when I'm talking about a Hosky, Bertie in the same situation. When we talk about the demographics and the number, it's not too much different. Not only Bertie, when you go to Gates, like when you go around these surrounding counties where we at, we don't understand this, man. we we are the majority. It's just that, like, you know, we just so comfortable being in the situation that we in that we don't understand that we actually can be a whole lot greater, and it can be better for our children and greater for everybody. You know, so that's all I want to say. But you know, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep it pushing. You know, we ain't gonna for every, let me put it like this, for every problem that comes up, there's an answer. For every situation, there's a way to get through and around the situation. You know, problems are meant to be solved. That's the purpose of the problem, is to be solved. So what we as NCRBG is going to do, we're going to solve the problem. But for the town of Ahoskie, the only way we can solve this problem is the people come together. Bottom line, we got to come together. And once we decide to come together, we will solve these problems that we have. There's no reason that water bills should be different depending on what area you stay in this town. There's no reason. It's no reason unless it's other things at play that's making this happen. There's no reason. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, this stuff is so simple to fix. There's a simple fix with the right mind and the right attitude. It can be fixed so quick. But a lot of us comfortable. And see, that's what we call that. Because some of us is comfortable in our situation. So actually, we don't want things to change. Some of us don't want it to change. Some of us just wanted to keep going the way it is. I'm comfortable. Shit, I'm good. So why am I gonna worry about somebody else? My water bill good. So why am I gonna worry about somebody else? And as long as we keep thinking like that, we never gonna get out of this hole that we in. You know what I'm saying? And this 400-year hole, it's been over 400 years. Listen, that 400-year mess is out the window with me. Because we got proof of Africans coming to this continent before 1619. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I don't want to get on to that, because that 1619 mess is out the window. It was people here in the 1500s. Slaves was coming here in the 1500s. So that 400-year mess with me is out the window. We way beyond that. We actually closer to 500 when you check some of the records, but that's a whole different conversation on a different day. But you know, I just wanted to just say to the family, like, look, man, enough is enough. We can't stop. We won't stop. You know, we want y'all to come out here and support us. Y'all support us. We support y'all. Then we, as a group of people, all of us, we're going to see prosperity. You know, that's the name of the game. We need to buy back the block. That's what needs to happen. If we the majority, what are we doing with our money then? If 70% of the town of Ahoskie is African American, what are we doing with our money? Like, I mean, if we're gonna talk shit, like, what are we doing with our money that is gonna benefit our children? What are we really doing with our money collectively that's gonna benefit our children when we leave? What are we doing? Are we reinvesting in where we stay? Are we renting or are we buying? I mean, let's just think about this, man. where we stay at, like, what are we doing? Are we letting our money work for us, or are we working for the money? What are we really doing? Like, man, it's like, listen, we can't keep doing this. You can't allow a small minority of people to control this town, but yet we say we are the minority. But in a husky, we are the majority. So that minority shit need to go out the window. When it comes to the town of a husky, we know minority here, baby. Majority. So guess what? If we are the majority, we need to be represented in majority of all the positions in the area at which we stay. The people that's in charge. Bottom line, like, man, look, man, let me get off this. But look, only thing I want to say to the family, man, it was a quick show. Next week, we're going to have some more people up here, and, we'll have a good topic. But I just want to let y'all know, man, ain't that going to stop us. We're going to keep this train moving, man. It's moving forward. And I like the way it's moving. We linking up with people, like-minded people. Our group of people is getting bigger and bigger, and like we having a lot of ideas that's coming together, and big things is on its way. Big things is already happening, but y'all about to see this thing take off. It's about to take off, and it's beautiful, and I love it. I just want y'all to be a part of it. That's the whole key to it. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. That's what they say. So we need to all be a part of this. It don't need to be a small percentage of us. It need to be all of us. Because if we all are part of this happiness, then it's going to show in every area of our life. And it's going to trickle down. And it's going to have a positive effect on the community. And it's also going to be a blueprint. It's going to be a blueprint for other communities in the area to follow suit. And once other communities in the area follow suit, and now you can have 5, y'all don't even know how I think, but you can have 6 or 7 towns in a small area that are all on the same page. Now you got power. And with that power, ain't no telling. But I don't want to, like, the state of North Carolina is power. In North Carolina, Black people own more farmland than any other state in America. I'll say that again. In the state of North Carolina, Black people own more land than in any other state in America. 2 out of the top 10 is 2 out of the top 10 cities where Black families own their houses is in North Carolina. 2 out of the top 10 cities where Black people, Black families own their houses is in North Carolina. And 3 out of the other 7 is in Virginia. So in North Carolina, Virginia, 5 out of the top 10 cities where Black families own their own houses is in North Carolina, Virginia. Research it. That's a stat for you right there. Research it, family. And that means a lot when you understand that. And if we start applying this stuff in real time and applying it into our lives daily, man, we're going to see the future. And the sky the limit, man. The sky the limit. And, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Family, I love y'all at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we don't even know with the whole situation. It might have been one of us that called. It could have been one of us that called. We don't even know at the end of the day. But we just want everybody to understand that NCRBG, we keeping it moving, man. We keeping it pushing. We love y'all. We for the people. We're going to continue being for the people to our last breath. Understand, when we started this, this ain't no short time thing. This is something that's meant to be a lifetime. This is not a movement, or I mean, this is not a moment. This is a movement. This is a lifetime movement. It's not just a moment. This is a movement for life. And when we started this, we already know what can happen when you get in this field. When you decide to take this route, we already know what the consequences can be. But that's what we are willing to sacrifice to get our people where we need y'all to be. So family, I just want to tell y'all we love y'all, man. Peace and Black power. Ain't no stopping this progress. Peace.